At Harrington Enterprises, a billion-dollar corporate empire, employees walked through the grand glass doors each morning, heads down, stressed about their deadlines. The office space was sleek, polished marble floors, towering windows that showcased the skyline, and a massive CEO office on the top floor where executive decisions were made by Richard Harrington, a man known for his arrogance. But while Richard enjoyed his lavish corner office, Ms. Harris, the elderly janitor, quietly worked in the background. She had been at the company for over 30 years, scrubbing floors, emptying trash cans, and watching as executives came and went. Some good, most bad. And Richard? He was the worst of them all. One morning, as Ms. Harris wiped down a long conference table, she overheard Richard complaining loudly to his assistant. "I swear, sometimes I think these janitors are just part of the furniture. What do we even pay them for?" The assistant chuckled nervously, sensing the discomfort in the room. Ms. Harris didn't react. She just kept wiping, her face calm, unreadable. She had been disrespected before, but this time she wasn't just any janitor. Because unknown to Richard, she was the company's largest shareholder. She owned Harrington Enterprises. And today? Today was the day she reminded them of that. The younger employees loved Ms. Harris. Man, she's been here longer than the CEO himself. A worker whispered, "She probably knows more about the company than Richard ever will," another worker said, laughing. They were right. Ms. Harris had started at the company decades ago when her late husband, the original founder, built it from the ground up. When he passed, she inherited his shares, but instead of stepping in, she chose to observe. She watched who respected the workers and who didn't. And Richard? He had failed miserably. That afternoon, Ms. Harris walked past the receptionist and straight into Richard's office. He looked up, irritated. "Who let you in here?" Richard said with a frown. "I let myself in," Ms. Harris said calmly. Richard scoffed, leaning back in his chair. "Listen, I don't have time for this. If you need more supplies, talk to maintenance." Ms. Harris reached into her pocket and pulled out a neatly folded document. She placed it on his desk. Richard barely glanced at it until he saw the Harrington Enterprises seal. His face paled. "That's my name on the shareholder records, the majority shareholder," proclaimed Ms. Harris. Richard sat up straighter and said with a nervous laugh, "Wait, what?" Ms. Harris responded, "I own this company." Silence. Richard stared at her, trying to process the fact that the janitor he just disrespected had more power than him. Ms. Harris leaned forward and declared, "And you are fired." By the time the board members arrived, Richard was already packing up his things. The whispers spread like wildfire. The janitor owned the company. Some employees cheered. Others just shook their heads amazed. I knew she was important. Man, Richard really messed up. Ms. Harris addressed the employees for the first time. This company was built on hard work. Every person matters. Whether you wear a suit or a uniform, your work is valuable. And with that, Ms. Harris did something Richard never did. She listened. She promoted those who deserved it. She raised wages. And most importantly, she never let anyone disrespect another worker again. Because power isn't about titles. It's about respect.